All right, Coach, give us just a general reaction of the game.
I wouldn't necessarily say a tale of two halves, but our football team kept fighting. That's the thing that as you reflect back on this game, because there was a lot of things there the first half. We just weren't making some plays. I got to give Kenny Sears a lot of credit finding out Thursday afternoon he was going to be the starter, take us down the first drive, get a touchdown. But the thing that talks about this football team is Kenny Sears. After the second series, he comes out of the football game, and Caleb Fletcher leads us to victory. Kenny Sears had a big impact on this football game. A lot of people was not going to see what he was doing on the sideline for the next 3.5 quarters. Really kept the offense in it, kept them going, kept Caleb calm. That's who we are. And we talked about it at halftime. Just keep fighting for 30, fight for 30, find a way, and just keep making a play, and see what happens. And this kind of goes back to Sunday. When we got back from UCA. In my team meeting, we talked nothing football. Had nothing to do with X's and O's. It was about where we are. And, after 4 weeks of what this football team had gone through, people talk about the injuries. We got this guy playing, but that doesn't matter. It's about us. It's about who's in this room that's going to continue to fight. And so, what I told him after the game was, you win a game 54-0, but you'll remember winning this one 31-28. And that will continue to build the future of this program.
You mentioned Kenny Sears starting the game. What went into the decision to move to Caleb after those first 2 series?
Well, that was the plan going in. That was not a situation where after 2 series we decided to do that. We had sat both of them down and talked about that on Friday, and so they knew the situation and where we were. But really proud of Kenny and how he came out. And Caleb had earned the right. Caleb does so many good things. He made one small disciplinary issue, but when you make one of those, there's consequences for your actions, and this football team knows that, and he knows that. But great kid, he's a model citizen of what we want in this football program. So he had the ability and earned the right to come back after 2 series.
He really rose to the occasion tonight. I think had 30 completions, over 250 yards. Just talk about his performance.
Yeah, I thought he improved every snap, and with somebody that has not played the significant snaps against a Southland Conference football team. I think that's what you saw him continue to get better. The moment wasn't too big for him. And I say that when we're down 28-23. Then we had to go for 2 on top of that to make it a 3-point game. But, during the fourth quarter, when we're down, I guess initially when we got down 28-10, we just kept playing, and he kept playing. You didn't see him get too high or too low throughout the football game.
Seemed like y'all were throwing the quicks because they play off so much, but that didn't produce a lot of yardage in that first half. And then in this, especially the fourth quarter, you were able to find Jazz Ferguson a little bit vertical down the field. Just talk about that.
Well, I knew that going in.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how they had played going in. So we knew a lot of the underneath routes and a lot of 3-roll. They were rolling the Jazz to try to take him out, having somebody underneath and over the top. But we knew a lot of times what we were going to see from them is keep everything in front of them. But then I think that kind of started getting them creep up, and then they had to make some plays there at the end. And because we were able to run the football a little bit with Jared, and so they started creeping up and allowed us to make the one-on-one plays with Jazz.
Had their quarterback hurt other defenses as much as they kind of gashed us or gashed the
5 out of 7 games they had scored over 27 points. 4 out of 7 over 35.
Okay.
Scored 52 on Southeastern. So he's been the catalyst of what they're doing offensively. He's really improved from last year to this year. They've improved a lot offensively. Very proud of our guys in the second half defensively. I think Coach Mike Lucas did a great job at halftime, kind of changing it up a little bit. We brought a little bit more pressure, put the quarterback back on his heels a little bit, and I thought that was beneficial in winning the football game.
For nearly 1,000 yards of offense, maybe the play that gives you the chance to win the game is the 4th and 1 stop.
No doubt. That's what when you go back and look at this tape, you're going to look at that. I think it was on the 20 plus 19, something like that. Great stop defensively. I'm not sure what the score was at that particular time. I think we were still down a score, but we were able to take that off a 4th down stop and drive down there and score.